I still remember the glint of the champagne flute in her hand, how her laughter floated through the crowd like a melody I once thought I owned. It was the company's annual party, her company, not mine. I was just the husband with the practiced smile, the polite handshake, the silent support. Then her boss, Daniel, brushed past me on the way to the bar. He stopped, slipped something into my jacket pocket, and said quietly, "Don't open this here. Go home. Pack a bag. You have 24 hours." He didn't wait for a reaction, just turned, adjusted his tie, and rejoined the laughter. I stood frozen. My wife, Laura, was across the room, her hand resting on his arm as she whispered something into his ear. He smiled. She didn't see me. Or maybe she did, and didn't care. That was the first crack in the mirror. I didn't open the envelope until I got home. I waited until the house was silent, until I could hear the hum of the refrigerator, the tick of the hallway clock, the faint echo of her heels still on my mind. Inside were photos. Laura, Daniel, hotel rooms, dinners, kisses that weren't mine, and a single note. "She's going to ruin you. Leave before she does." At first I thought it was a mistake, or a sick joke. But then I noticed the timestamps on the photos. Every night she said she was working late. Every business trip she said was mandatory. I sat there in the dark, watching the woman I loved destroy me one picture at a time. Laura and I had been married 9 years. She was ambitious, magnetic, always in control. I was proud of her, proud enough to ignore the small changes. The phone always face down, the new perfume, the sudden taste for expensive wine. Love blinds you until it doesn't, until someone else hands you the truth in a sealed envelope. The next morning she left early for a meeting. I watched her car disappear down the street, and, for the first time in years, I didn't feel love. I felt clarity. I spent the next 24 hours doing what Daniel told me. I packed a bag, but not to leave, to disappear strategically. I called a lawyer, quietly transferred funds from our joint account into one she didn't know existed. Then I hired a private investigator, not for her, but for him, Daniel. The investigator confirmed what I already knew. Laura wasn't just cheating, she was conspiring. She'd been moving assets, preparing to file for divorce, timing it after a promotion that would triple her income and leave me with nothing. They'd planned to paint me as unstable, paranoid, the bitter husband. It was neat, efficient, cruel. So I rewrote the script. 3 months, that's how long I played my part. The loyal husband, the forgiving man, the fool. All while collecting everything: bank transfers, hidden messages, voice recordings. Daniel thought I'd left the city after the envelope. That was his mistake. I stayed in the shadows, watching, waiting. When I finally met him again, it was unplanned, or maybe perfectly planned. A corporate charity event. Same venue as before, same music. He looked surprised to see me, nervous even. "Did you," he started, but I cut him off. "I did," I said, "and now you're going to help me finish it." He didn't argue. Maybe guilt had been eating him alive. Maybe fear. Either way, he gave me access. The internal communications, the hotel receipts under company expense, everything. The day of her downfall came quietly. A morning like any other. She kissed my cheek, said she'd be late again. I told her to take her time. By noon, the company board received an anonymous email, complete with attachments, proof of misuse of corporate funds, favoritism, affairs between executives and subordinates. Her name was everywhere. By evening, she was suspended. By midnight, she was on the news, her perfect image crumbling in high definition. She came home at 2 a.m., mascara streaked, voice trembling. "Someone set me up," she whispered. I handed her a glass of water and said, "You should be more careful about who you trust." The look in her eyes, Realization, dread, betrayal was poetry. She tried to speak, but I'd already packed her a bag. 24 hours, I said softly. That's how long I'm giving you. She left before dawn. I watched her card disappear again. Same street, same silence. This time, there was no ache, just calm. I sold the house, moved 2 cities over, changed numbers, changed names. Daniel resigned quietly a week later. I sent him one last message. Sometimes, at night, I think about that envelope. How one man's guilt became my salvation. How one secret turned my love into a weapon. People think revenge is loud, shouting, breaking, blood. They're wrong. Real revenge is silent, calculated, surgical. It doesn't leave scars. It leaves echoes. And when those echoes reach them, when they finally understand, that's when you smile and close the envelope for good.